2013 Focus ST. Interesting. My vehicle, I drive a 2017 Toyota Tacoma. I love that truck. I will probably drive that truck until it breaks because I love it so much. It's so perfect. It's not fancy, it's really simple, and that's how I like it. It has Bluetooth, and that's all I need. Bluetooth and air conditioning. No screens or anything. Well, it has a screen, but not a super fancy one. Oh shit, nice! I beat it twice in one night. Let's go, dude. Holy shit. Crazy fluke, by the way. I never died to the cube once. Hell yeah, man. I actually beat this twice tonight. Once in practice mode on accident, and then I just rebeat it. I didn't die to the indie cube once. I have no idea how I didn't do that. I'm very happy about that, though. This level's really sick. Okay, so my grand total of attempts is 2,556. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm chill with that. I had a really good time with this level. I definitely don't think that it's for everyone, but in my opinion, this level is freaking awesome, and I really, really liked it. Loose Ends by Para. This is a level that I discovered through Technical's second channel. Despite the fact that Technical himself didn't enjoy this level, I thought that it looked really freaking cool. I'm a really big fan of click-seek when it's done correctly. I'm also a really big fan of Para's gameplay, as is seen with Wild Rose. It's one of my favorite levels in the game. So I figured that this level will be a lot of fun to check out, as I'm currently grinding my 100th Extreme Demon, which will be a hardest for me. I figured that it'd be a good way to take a break from playing something so difficult. And I was right. Despite the fact that the first half of this level is basically just a cutscene, the drop gameplay is freaking awesome. This level was a ton of fun. I really, really like it. Moving on to the gameplay now. Let's get this out the way. 0 to 52% is the definition of free. It's basically just 2-star gameplay for 30 seconds of this level's length, and this level's only a minute long in total. Now, this can either be a really good thing or a really bad thing depending on the player. If you don't have the patience to sit through what is essentially a 30-second cutscene at the beginning of every attempt, you're probably gonna end up hating this level once you start playing it from 0%, despite how well the drop plays. That was seen in Technical's case. He thinks that the drop played pretty well for the most part, but because the beginning of this level was so slow, long, and free, he ended up really not liking the level. In my case though, I typically prefer pre-drops that are easy, or at the bare minimum passable every single attempt. I'm really not someone who likes whenever a pre-drop is a big hindrance, so the first 52% of this level really didn't bother me at all. Long story short, the introduction to this level is slow, long, and incredibly free, but thanks to my tolerance of really easy pre-drops like this, it was never an issue when it came to my enjoyment of Loose Ends. Now, moving on to the actual gameplay of Loose Ends, the drop gameplay of this level is awesome. It's great. It is so good. Specifically 52 to 75%. Being thrown into such a difficult drop is something that I don't think a ton of people would love, but for me, it created a sense of intensity whenever I actually was in the drop of this level, which is honestly something that I really liked about Loose Ends. I absolutely adore how synced the gameplay of this level is. Every click, hold, dash orb, duel, literally whatever you're doing inside the drop is perfectly synced to the song. This level does music sync unbelievably well, and man, it is addicting to play. I'm not even kidding. I will say that the entire drop gets incredibly consistent as well. I was basically able to make it to the 70s every single attempt thanks to the free introduction, as well as 52 to 75% being so consistent. This is a really good time to mention that 75 to 100% is by far the hardest part of this level in my opinion. To put that into perspective, from 0, it took me 400 attempts to get 73% on this level, 73% on this level, but to get 71 to 100% once, it took me 1,500 attempts, which is over half of my total attempt count on this level. That could just be a skill issue, but the asymmetrical duels and the final cube on this level kicked my ass they were hard. I guess my one and only complaint with this level would be that the duel from 78 to 80% was impossible for me for some reason. I found it to be the hardest section of the level by quite a long shot, but no one else that's played this level has really shared that opinion, so it really could just be a skill issue, I don't know. After doing 71 to 100% a couple times though, the duels in the final cube did end up getting pretty consistent. Not as consistent as 52 to 75%, but still consistent enough to be appreciated. Due to the nature of this level's balancing, I was expecting to get really unlucky with this level. And to some extent I did. I actually ended up beating this level in practice mode, fluking it from 73%, which is a really big fluke on this level. That's like fluking 60% of this level's difficulty. And technically, me beating it in practice mode was a valid completion, but I wanted a clean recording, so I ended up rebeating it. Despite my accidental practice run completion of this level though, I still ended up getting really lucky with this level. I had only 5 deaths past 73%, none of which were to the final cube, because during my second completion, I ended up fluking it from 80%, which again is still a really good fluke. The final cube on this level is impossible. The fact that I was able to fluke it not once but twice is genuinely pretty shocking to me, but I guess it's not super unexpected. Since the level is so short and half the level is straight up free, the level is not stressful in the slightest. When I beat the level, my maximum heart rate was like 94 BPM, which is by far the lowest heart rate I've ever had whenever I beat an Extreme Demon. And again, due to the nature of the level, your completion's kind of gonna be out of nowhere, so you don't even have time to get nervous before you're suddenly at like 85% fixing to beat the level. So yeah, I guess my flukes aren't too crazy, but the last cube is still super difficult, so I'm still pretty proud of them. But yeah, the drop of this level is awesome. It's incredibly well synced, and it's super consistent, and it's basically everything I hoped it'd be. It's really, really good, dude. Overall, Loose Ends is quite a unique experience. It's really like nothing I've ever played before. And personally, I really liked it. I think that the free introduction gimmick that this level has honestly adds to this level's intensity, and in my opinion, it makes it cooler to play since it makes the drop that much more intense. Despite the fact that you can get into the drop every single attempt, being thrown into such difficult gameplay so suddenly is still pretty intense, and it's something that I really, really like about this level. As for difficulty, it's incredibly hard for me to judge this level's difficulty due to how it's balanced. Only 48% of this level has actual Extreme Demon gameplay, and that gameplay, the drop gameplay, is incredibly difficult. It gave me a lot of trouble trying to get used to it. But because the first 52% of this level is so free, it's really hard to compare it to anything else that I'm beaten. The only thing I can really say about it is that I think it's an easier Extreme Demon. That's really it. I really don't know where else to put this. Overall, I would definitely recommend this level, but only if you're able to put up with the introduction. As I mentioned before, if you're not patient with the first 52% of this level, you're going to hate it pretty much regardless of what you think about the drop gameplay. But if you think that you can be patient with the introduction of this level and you have interest in it just like I did, I would highly recommend that you give this level a shot. Personally, I love the level and it's a really unique experience. So again, if you have patience and you're interested, I would highly recommend giving this level a go. But yeah, that's all I got for Loose Ends. As I did mention throughout this review, I am currently grinding my 100th Extreme Demon, which will be a new hardest. It is a very difficult level. I do plan on streaming it pretty soon. I've been playing it a lot recently, so stay tuned. Hopefully by the end of April, I'll be able to reveal and start streaming this level. But anyways, that's all I got. You'll have a good one.